Hello, Pisces. This is Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am, here with your message of December 2025. I hope you enjoy. We start off with some astrology and some oracle to give you some more information, and then tarot in the end. I hope you enjoy. Starting off December 4th, we have the full moon in the sign of Gemini. So this is a time of strong communication. From the 1st all the way to about the 8th, you might be experiencing lucid dreams, like information that comes out of the blue, either from your own head or from people talking or in social media, that like gives you that aha moment of some kind of questions that you had before that you couldn't get clarity on, that all of a sudden you now get, right? So let's see how that's going to be affecting you. Whoa, that one did jump and be. Oh my God. You know who got this? This Pisces, this one, Aquarius, the Aquarius reading has it. So there might be a link between that and Aquarius with you. I mean, honestly, Aquarius should be affecting a lot of people because we got Pluto in Aquarius, but here we got number 29 with the card of orgasm. And what it says here is thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates of to your renewal. That is very explicit. I want to see a little bit more on that because that I mean, unless somebody's going to be super hyperactive for that new moon, let's find out what else they want to tell me for this. Why is this showing up? That card. I swear, I put them, like, whenever I pull the cards, I put them, like, open them and I manually put them somewhere different, and then I shuffle them just like how you saw. And when they come out again, it's crazy. What is that all about? Why are you showing me this for Pisces? This is interesting because the lady is naked. Let's cover up her boobies. Anyways, this is a card, and this is, let me see, right there. And this is the Knave of Pentacles. This is interesting. I know what this is. This reminds me of a card here that we're going to be using later, and this is the archetype deck, and it's the card of the prostitute. I'm not saying you're a prostitute. Okay? Let's just get that straight, my Pisces. But that does talk about an energy of giving away your power to people, places, things, energies, etc. Oh, yes, it is that. And look at this. The Four of Pentacles. Do you see how she has two coins covering her mouth and her eyes, and two in her mouth? Okay. And then that one comes with the Seven of Cups. Confusion. Okay, listen. And I feel very devil-like card on this because the lady with her legs open with the coins coming out of her hoo-ha, that one has a tail of the devil, and then the other one has a pitchfork of the devil above them. So there is a lot of confusion on there. I'm starting to understand the concept here. So the reason why you're getting the orgasm card, that is connected to your sacral space. This is why I'm telling you it might be interesting for you to watch the Aquarius reading. Mind you, the Aquarius reading was very esoteric. Might not be understandable for many people. But it looks like, as I'm looking at these cards, there has been I want to say block with the way that you talk about yourself and talk about your reality and the way you perceive it based on how you've given away your energy, right? And it's causing a lot of confusion. Now, this can be sexual energy, but I'm thinking more along the lines of, you know how they show us, like in religion, for example, that we should be the good Samaritan, that we should be helping all these people, that we should put ourselves in the cross for other people, that other people are more important than us in one way or another. That's kind of like what the Bible tries to speak of, that we need to put others before ourselves. And that energy has you feeling first kind of cheap, right? Like kind of like, when is it my turn? Everybody like uses me, abuses my time, abuses my love, abuses the even the advice I give them, and they're not listening. And then And then I'm feeling like tied, like I can't say anything else because I'm totally blinded by this way of looking at the world where I'm supposed to keep giving and giving and giving. And then like it's just creating like a loop of confusion because you feel like, how much more do I have to give before somebody can pay attention to me? Right, Pisces? Or it's also even causing this energy of like, am I just what I can give another person? Like, do I have feelings? Am I important? Is there any kind of importance in me that isn't the car that I give you to drive around in, the money that I provide for you, the emotional support that I always give you? Like, am I something else? Right? Because it seems like a lot of people are only around you from what they can take, but not a lot of people are around you for to hold space for you and to give you that loving affection. It feels very prostitutish. And you know what? I really feel like I really want to look for that card right now. It's right there. Look at how easy that was to find. Um, this is the card I'm talking about. I forgot that I have this in the mirror. Okay. And it says the light attributes. It says accentuates the okay, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So this is you being able to hold space for yourself and be able to survive without having to give up the person that you are, or have to like cheapen your personality or change in some way for somebody else to feel comfortable, right? And then the shadow aspect says places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. And that is interesting that I feel that because of this lady right here. Because it's one of those things where survival is the name of the game. And because survival is the name of the game, um, you sell your, I want to say, you sell your soul to be able to feel comfortable, right? Um, Pisces, this one's hard because I feel like you're going to be in this feeling of melancholy. I am thinking for you very strongly in December, especially like off the jump. Find support, like find support groups are really awesome to find that support around, or counseling or friend group or social networks that will help you during this time, because it does feel like you're feeling used. That's what it feels like. It feels really ugly, like feeling I feel used. That's what it feels like. Um, all right. So the second thing that I'm going to be talking about, that one took forever, but the second thing that I'm going to talk about is December 15th, where Neptune goes direct in Pisces. This is a time where our creativity can go wild. We can have ideas into our future. We can have those dreams. The shadow aspect of it is that we stay in idea islands and we escape in our fantasy and we don't have our reality. But let's see how it comes out. This is all about you because this is Pisces, right? So, ooh, we got two cards. So we have greenhouse number 23 that says, may it be clear the intentions I sow in preparation for a path ahead. This is awesome because this is Neptune and Pisces 1000%. This is me taking the time to think about what kind of future I want to see for myself and what are some of the pieces of the puzzle for me to become that person. So that is good. And then there's a second one that says River Rock number 34. Go with the current, dear one. Find peace in letting go. Let life wash over your soul and welcome your becoming. This is awesome too. I'm actually thinking that this Neptune and Pisces is going to make you feel a lot better after that funky energy. And the first thing is what you want to see in your future. The second thing is, what do you have to let go of? I feel like there might be some people that make you feel cheapish, or some situations that feel like you're like kind of selling your soul, kind of selling what it is that's beautiful in you, um, that you might want to walk away from. Okay. Third thing, see, this time it's a little quicker. December 20th, the new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. This feels like the stepping stool, the stepping blocks, the first blocks, something like that, of that new beginning that you're initiating because of this Neptune going direct in Pisces. Okay. So let's see how that's going to affect you. My whole thing fell in that. That's crazy. And you know what? It fell on this thing. The card of the Banshee. There's like some shadow. Okay, I'm not taking it though, but that's the one that drew my attention. Tell me. There it goes. Elements. I like this. We got the card of the elements. Card of the elements. Remember to feel the warmth pulsing through her womb. You are a child. Oh, this is the womb again. This is against sacral space. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. It talks about returning to your elemental energies, your essence, like who you really are. Since it's talking a lot about the sacral space, I do feel like there might be a need to check in to your sacral space. Um, Look, 2026, and this is something I want to tell you. Sunny 6 is no longer this energy of I have to heal, I have to heal, I have to heal, I have to heal. Heal is like the way that my guides are telling me is that like healing is also a karmic loop where you are always getting healed and never heal yourself. And it's also a way that we stagnate ourselves. Like, oh, I can't do that because I'm still healing. Oh, I can't do that because I'm still healing. Oh, blah blah blah, this other thing because I don't feel very good because I'm still healing. That can be a loop of stagnation. So this is why I'm talking to you a little bit slowly when it comes to this energy, because I am feeling like a check-in in your sacral space, but I don't feel like it's a healing thing. I think it's like taking the knowledge that you acquired through this whole healing process that you've been having in your sacral space to be able to make it fuel for the fire to move forward. Like a person that has gone through a really ugly period of their life and they're like, I'm never going to be that person. And because they don't want to be that person, they put forth a stronger effort to be something completely different, right? Or I'm never going to live that way again. And because of that, they put forth so much more time, energy, effort so that they can become that new person. That's what I feel like that is. And because there's elements here, I am seeing that there is a need for you to kind of see the different things that you learn from the experiences of your sacral space. So like how much you've grown emotionally, that's the water. How much you've grown intellectually, that's the mind. How much stronger you are and more stable you're feeling, that's the earth element. And how much more power you feel, like more power to be able to take action in things because you don't feel like a victim like you were before, that's the fire. So I am feeling a need to tell you that this new moon, it's kind of like taking those old wounds and instead of seeing them as like I need to heal this, seeing them like this is the fuel for my fire. Like sometimes we need anger and sometimes we need rage and sometimes we need that F this energy to be able to create a change. And I'm feeling like you should tap into that F this energy for December 20th so that you can create those movements forward. I hope that makes sense. Um, and then the last thing I'm going to look into is December 21st. December 21st is Capricorn season. That's when it starts. But the thing about this Capricorn season is that it has 4 squares and it makes a cube. And one of the cubes is this new future you're thinking you want to go towards that kind of got sparked inside of you on December 15th, right? And then the other 3 aspects of this cube is your mind, your emotions, and your body. We are starting a 9-year cycle because next year starts to get cycle year 1 of a 9-year cycle. In that 9 years, you have 3 3 elements of yourself that need to evolve and change so that you can become the person that you want. So you have 3 years of mind, 3 years of your 3 years of your mind, 3 years of your emotions, and 3 years of your spirit, where you're having to transform and go through like tower moments and reconstruct it so that you can become that person that you know that you want to become, right? So, and not necessarily they come out in order. So I want to see the person that you're deconstructing first. Oh, look, we got the priest. And this says, the priest says, oh, and I'm going to read the shadow aspect because this is the one we're deconstructing, right? And it says, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So it's like, I call this, I want to call it the sin of the crown chakra. When you start evolving a lot in your spiritual, the first thing that you start feeling is the first demon you have to confront is pride. And he makes you feel like you're God and nobody else knows anything. And you are the most important person out there and you know everything and everybody doesn't know anything, right? That is the one that you're going to be killing. And this can be something where you made somebody a God and you need to like, or something that's inside of yourself, okay? And then where you're going towards, oh, that one was faster than the other one. The storyteller, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. So this, for me, the storyteller reminds me of the prophet, right? Because there's this book called The Prophet that I really like. And it's a series of stories where a person just tells stories to explain different aspects of life. And that reminds me of kind of like Jesus too, you know, that he would never explain things like, oh, this is how it is. He would give you a story and the story would evolve into the explanation because it comes through in a way that the person interprets it instead of you giving the person the answer. That's what I think you're evolving into, this growth of spirit. I do feel like you're strongly spiritual, Pisces. I do. I feel like there is a lot of wealth of experience inside of you. I feel like that wealth of experience and that wealth of knowledge was for a long time prostituted, I want to say, because it does, I keep feeling that from the beginning, like where a lot of people took advantage of what you offered them in knowledge and support, and that's being casted away. And you're starting to come to this realization where like you're gonna do you. You may explain things to other people, whatever, but you don't put yourself in this energy where if this person doesn't make it, or if this person doesn't get better, or this person doesn't change, is a reflection of me. I hope you understand that. So I want to see how this is going to affect your life in December. We have the card of orphaned. This is interesting that comes out because I feel like one of the aspects of yourself that you're going to be addressing is that feeling of abandonment, like a feeling of nobody cares, nobody's around me, everybody leaves me alone, etc. That's what's being left behind. So no, I want these. Let's find out with tarot what they want to give this last message that they would like to give you. That one totally flipped over when it fell down. Let's see. Oh, and that's a star card upside down. And she's looking at a mirror. And then we have the Six of Swords. I feel like the distortion that you have been seeing in yourself, you're walking away from that. And I think the distortion was created by like what everybody told you. And it feels like very spiritual or religious. It does feel like putting yourself in the cross for other people. And then it goes to the Ace of Axes, which is the Ace of Swords. So it does feel like a distorted view about yourself you're walking away from because you finally see the truth. Can tell me more about this truth. Queen of Axes in reverse. What about this Queen of Axes in reverse? We have the Four of Cups. And Stand, which is number 2, which is the... Okay, look at what happened. I feel like you had somebody around you, Pisces, that knew a lot. Okay? It feels like a person and that might have been in that use their intelligence and their smarts to manipulate situations. And I feel like they tried to connect to you again, like they tried to call you, they tried to connect to you, they tried to speak with you. They tried to form that bond again with you. But this time around, you got to the point where you didn't connect to them because you're no longer holding on to that priest energy. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I get this whole thing. Okay. So if we're thinking about it, going back to the beginning, where you had this vision that to be a good healer or to be a good person or be a good Samaritan, you need to do everything humanly possible to help individuals come to the light and be healed, right? The whole Jesus complex. And that was so heavy on you. And it actually cost you to give away a lot of your knowledge, give away a lot of your time, give away a lot of your effort. Like, even if, let's say you had a business that had to do with spiritual business or whatever, it's like people calling you and not paying and wanting your advice and wanting your help. And they're always there and always there. And you felt like, well, you should be helping these people. That is your calling, blah, blah, blah. And you had this is what God would do. And then all of a sudden you get to this realization of like, what the hell? I'm just like selling myself cheap here. Like, these people aren't changing. They just want to be carried. This is starting to get old, blah, blah, blah. And it feels like when that vision of yourself changed, you moved into calmer waters because you got clear with yourself of who you are. And then when this distorted feminine energy, which she manipulates with her tongue and blah 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 and with her supposed intelligence, contacts you, you receive the message and you kind of be like, nah, thank you. And it's because now you see things differently because you realize that this isn't an energy that you should be giving to. So I feel like what December is going to be, it's going to be one of those things where you're going to stop giving to people that really are not changing, are not getting better, are not wanting to evolve themselves. They just want to mooch. They just want to have somebody to feel sorry for them. You know, one of the biggest things that I can tell you, like in the beginning of my practice as a healer, I got a lot of spiritual vampires come to the office and they're always playing the victim and they're always look at, well, woe is me, look at how terrible my life is, never taking responsibility for their lives, that are very quick to blame you for anything that goes wrong because you told them. And yeah, that's a thing because you need to get to this point where you're like, no, you don't understand. My job starts from here and it ends there. And from here on, I'm not your best friend. We're not cliques together or whatever. I'm here to help you. And the moment I stop being the helper and become your best friend, I'm no longer able to help you for real because you're now having, you're subjective, right? So I guess I'm going in a long tangent to tell you that. Just the fact that you're going to have different kinds of boundaries towards people because you no longer have that energy of wanting to save the world. Because the person that you're only worried about right now is saving yourself. Yes. Yes. I think that's the right answer. I hope that helps you.